Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we're going to be starting our color along, and you guys voted for the Eriy Fairytale book, so that is the one that we're going to be working on. And I did decide on a page, and I just need to find it. I thought we would work on Rapunzel, and I want to kind of add a little bit to the scene. I have some, of course, inspiration images that I have pulled. So I have some inspiration for Rapunzel herself. And then, of course, I want to make sure that I incorporate this awesome sun that's in there. And then I thought maybe we could do some lanterns coming up from here. I thought that would be cool. I've got like color inspiration for the tower here. And then a kind of a close-up view of what the lanterns look like. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun thing to do. So now we just need to figure out how to get all this on here, right? Okay, so my first step, I think, is going to be to draw in a couple of things. I know I want some flowers in her hair. I know that I definitely want more flowers and stuff on the castle itself, or on the tower itself, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. I might just add in some more vines and just kind of do flowers with just colored pencil with that one. And then, yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to do, I think for the sky, we're gonna do kind of like a bokeh effect, kind of like this. I really like this turquoise into dark blue with some of the pinks and the purples and the yellows all kind of mixed in together. So I want to recreate this as best as we can, but I also want to make sure that I have this sunburst pattern on there somewhere. So let me figure out where I want to draw that in first. I think probably gonna have to be a small one. Maybe we could draw it on the wall behind Rapunzel, because you know she always draws on the inside of her walls. Yeah, so let's do that. So yeah, I'm gonna draw in a couple of flowers. I'm gonna draw in the sunburst on the back, and then we'll probably start working on the background, because that's gonna take the longest, I think. So yeah, so let me zoom you in, and we'll get to work on that. All right, so again, I'm gonna have my reference here so that I can kind of figure out how to draw that sun. I'm not quite sure, but I know that there's a circle in the center. And then up from the top, they have like this fiery shape. And then there's one coming out this way. It's almost like a sunflower, but with kind of more, here we go. And then you've got like these little guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that in place because I know that that's gonna be my placeholder. And then when I go to draw that in, what I'll probably do is use like a kneaded eraser, erase that area, and then color that in with yellow and color around it with other colors. So yeah, we've got that drawn in. Let's do some of the flowers in her hair. Now I really liked the way that these flowers were. They're kind of in groups. So we're gonna get a couple of flowers drawn in. I think I'm probably gonna do one right here. So I'm just going to draw in a little bit of the flower center there. We're going to do a petal that way, petal that way. Okay, and then we're going to draw in another little one back here. So we're just going to add in a couple of, and then we'll do a leaf this way and a leaf coming out this way. There we go, just a little flower. And then we'll do some bunches of flowers as we go down the hair. So we'll do, let's do one right here. We'll do a flower like this. And then another little one right next to it. Maybe a little leaf. And then we'll do another one here. And then let's get another bunch of them right here. So we're gonna have, you should probably be in frame for this, huh? Okay. And I am going to use some line art on these just to make sure that they are in place. Like, I don't want to accidentally color over them. So I will just go ahead and draw those in. Okay, so that's just a few. I like how that looks. All right, I think we'll probably go ahead and start on the background. That's gonna, like I said, that's gonna take the longest, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to, I think I'm gonna try to use a mix of Polychromos and Prismacolors, and we're gonna see how I do. So let me grab some colors and I will be right back with you. All right, so I have a whole bunch of pencils off to the side here. I will list all of the pencils in the description below, and I will try to tell you what pencils I'm using as I go about doing this today. And right now I am just working with Polychromos. We're gonna see how this goes. So I'm gonna have my inspiration sheet kind of off to the side here. And typically I would just do this whole background with Inktense just to make it go faster, but I kind of wanted to, I really want to try to do this in pencil. So we're going to see how this goes. So I'm going to start with my cream colored pencil, and this is going to be really hard to see, but I'm going to go ahead and draw in some circles where I think that I want my lanterns to be. So I'm going to kind of focus on this area more than this one down here, but more like that. So we're going to start with smaller circles closer together down here. And like I said, these are going to be super hard to see. They're even hard to see for me right now. Let me see if I can zoom in closer and see if that will help. Hang on a second. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of see some of these circles. And I'm gonna do them kind of like in a pattern like this so that they get bigger as they come up. And I just want little ones kind of here and there. One's kind of in the distance. I'm going to go straight over the top of these clouds. I'll probably end up whiting those clouds out a little bit. Oh, was that off screen? Probably. Sorry, guys. This one, it's zoomed in that much. So I just did a couple of circles right here. When it's zoomed in that much, it's hard to keep track of where we are on the thing. And then I can draw in some smaller circles around those larger circles. Let's do another one up top here. Let's do a bigger circle like that. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is showing up. You can see a little bit of a trail, but it's just, I kind of want it to go that way a little bit more. So we need to add some circles all over this way a little bit more. There we go. All right. Okay, so from there, there is the next step. So a lot of this is going to be guesswork because I'm not really exactly sure what I'm doing. So let's try this beige red color because I feel like that is kind of the color that's in here. So we're going to, I'm going to color a couple of these just solid in. Actually, I'm going to color all of them in. Because I can come back in with like a Posca to kind of make this center parts a little bit brighter if I need to. Maybe since I'm coloring these in, you guys will be able to see them a little bit better too. I want them to expand a little bit more. That doesn't feel like enough to me, so I'm going to start moving things out this way a little bit. And you want to vary the sizes. You don't want them all to be the same size circle. I know I don't need any more on that side. That's what I was just trying to avoid. I want them to go like that. Okay, let's stop there. So now we're going to take a large section. So we've got like a large section in here that we're going to try to just go ahead and add this beige red in. And I know polychromos probably aren't the best for backgrounds, but I really wanted to try to use these because these are definitely not as well loved as my other pencils. And I used to use these all the time, but I haven't used these a lot lately. So I want to make sure that I'm getting them their equal time. Okay, so, and then we've got a couple of circles with the beige red too. Yeah, we'll get a couple of those drawn in. Let's get one out this way. This is, like I said, this is a complete experiment, so I have no idea how this is going to go. It might be a disaster. This might never see the light of day. We just don't know. Okay. All right, so I can't deal with the clouds anymore, so I think what I'm going to do is grab my white Posca, and I'm going to white those out because that's going to bug me if I have to keep drawing over that. So I'll be right back. All right, that's a little bit better. So, yeah, so now we're going to just continue with this beige red color. I'm going to wind it around some of these lanterns. Okay, beige red done. So now we have some yellow, which I'm going to add to a couple of the lanterns, I think, just to make these a little bit more glowy. So this one is light cadmium yellow. I might add in a couple little circles here and there with this as well. Just to really get that glowy look. Okay. Let's go with, all right, so now we're going to do, I need this, I'm also going to use this like cadmium yellow to shade outward a little bit from the glowy bits. Just a little. Use this cream to shade on top of the circles that we've drawn in. Then I'm going to use this, what is this one? Light phthalo green. And remember, this is just the first layer, so this is all going to look really rough compared to what you're seeing. And I'm going to be able to layer things and make things mix a whole lot better as I go along. Yeah, I want a little bit of this color here. Not a ton of green. And then we're going to use, what do I have next? I have Cobalt turquoise, which I really want this color to be, oop, that is too dark. Let's find, let's see, what do we have? I have cobalt green. Let's try that. I wonder if I can erase this a little bit that I just did. Okay, so I have cobalt green, which is like that really light turquoise color. That goes a little bit better with what I had in mind. I'm gonna just blend that into the green a little bit on this side. Okay, then we're gonna do, let's do some cobalt blue. All right, so here is what I was going to, as you get to the circles where they are like encircled by the blue, I'm going to kind of use my cream color and color outward from that a little bit, just so you get a nice blend. Because as you go through and as these colors all layer up, it's all gonna mesh really well. All right, let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, you should be able to see this color now. I'm just gonna go ahead and lay in all of the blue. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit, lay in all the blue, and then go in with then the other two colors that I will be layering in are Indanthrene blue and dark indigo, and possibly some black. We'll see about that. But I'm going to zoom you out, work on that, kind of show you my process, and then I will talk to you again here in a second. Okay, so I've got a couple layers of color down. I'm gonna go over this with some Gamsol and my blending stump. So I just get my blending stump wet with the Gamsol, and I'm gonna start. Now this does have a little bit of blue on it already, but I'm gonna start down here. And you can see that the Gamsol just helps blend all those colors together. I love this stuff. You do have to have a couple of layers down on the page for it to work correctly. Otherwise, you just kind of, you don't really get a whole lot of blending going on. It's just a bunch of, well, it's just not blended well. But I thought that this would be a good way to get some of these layers blended, because I know that there's a bunch on here. We're gonna have to do a couple of layers probably. And I didn't want this to just be like super long. So I'm gonna try to get into all these little blue areas and blend that out as best I can. Okay, I'm going to start on this side. I'm going to re-wet this just a little bit. There we go. The nice thing about the Gamsol is it does smooth out that layer so that then I can go back in and do more layers on top, and it'll layer up really nice. So some of you probably are like, Erica, why are we doing all this? This is a ton of stuff just for this little bit of sky. And sometimes I just, sometimes I just want to work with pencil and I want to make something really interesting and cool. If you don't want to take all these steps, you're totally fine. You could, a way easier way, probably a way that I probably should have done. You can do your whole background with like a gradient of ink tints, and then go over top with maybe some paint pens or something like that to get those gradients in. All right, what do we think of that? How's that look? I'm going to use another blender that doesn't have any color on it yet and try to blend out those pinks that I added in a little bit. Okay, so that's the first layer. So now we're going to go back in. I'm going to go in with a second layer and try to reserve, all of these little circles as best I can. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up as well, just so you guys can see what I do. But a lot of it's going to be going through all of those same colors. So we're going to do some more blues. We'll do some beige red. That pink that I used was light purple pink, so that'll be added in. We'll add in some more cream and yellow, the phthalo blues, the turquoise blues, and then of course the nice dark deep blues. So I will talk to you guys again here in a second. another layer of Gamsol, I think. So we'll get that going. I'm gonna let you see that too. Okay, so this is the result after, what is that, 2 layers, 2 rounds of Gamsol. Yeah, so this is what we got. Now we need to work a little bit on defining some of the parts on the inside. I'm going to use my cream, my beige red, this pink color, a yellow, possibly some of this phthalo green. We'll see how that goes. And a little bit of the blue, because I do have blue kind of in there as well. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over all of the circles that I can still see. It's not too many, with the cream, and try to bring those back as best I can into that creamy color. And so the nice thing about Gamsol that you can't really do with like the Inktense is I can come back in and erase things. So if I want to put another highlight or another lantern in, I can always come in and erase things. So that is a bonus for sure. Okay, and I'm probably am going to have to use some of my Posca pens to get in here and really get some of these circles kind of brightened up so you can see them. I am going to use some more of this beige red, and I'm gonna go around a few of the circles. I can't really see the circles anymore. They're all kind of like blended together. That's the only problem that I'm really seeing right now, is that I just blended it too much. And again, this is not going to be, you know, this is very abstract. It's not, it's not going to be perfect by any means. Okay, so that was the beige red. I'm going to use a little bit of this purpley pink color. Just kind of shade that or blend that out into the blues a little bit. That is one of the nice things about the Polychromos, is you can blend and blend and blend to your heart's content when you have good paper like this. So you want, you know, different tones, different whatever, you can just keep going in there and working it until it gives you the look that you're wanting. Let's see, I think I want a little bit more of this color over here. Okay. Gonna erase a little bit of the blue here. Adding that cream back in. That's one of the reasons I went in with the cream in the first place, to kind of map out a few of the circles, because I knew as I was blending, things were definitely going to start disappearing. So it's always nice to have that it's almost like it's like into the paper. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like I pushed harder than I should have, maybe a little bit, and so it's like indented in the paper, that shape. So I can kind of tell where some of my circles were. So I'm just switching back and forth between all of these. But like I said, this is probably the hard way. If you wanted to do it the easier way, like I said before, get out your Inktense, get out your paint pens, and then just start dotting the sky with lanterns. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop talking mid-sentence there. Okay, so see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There is one right here that I had done earlier, but it's completely disappeared. So I can come back in and add that back in. And then I've got this sky here. And we'll just keep blending. That's basically all I'm going to be doing, is I'm just going to be blending and adding my circles back in. Let me show you kind of what it's going to look like if I add in some of the white Posca to the centers. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of Posca to the centers of some of these, just so you can kind of see. And I don't really know where half the circles are, so I'm just going to add in some dots. And hopefully you can kind of see how that's gonna work eventually. I do have a little bit more blending to do right in here that I just noticed on the screen. I can just do that. I don't need any more Gamsol, really. I can just do that with my pencils at this point, since I've got multiple layers on here already, so. Yeah, I really like to use my Polychromos when I can get in here and do these layers like this. Okay, I think this is turning out really pretty. I think I'm pleased with the result. I do still have some white space, some of those white dots coming through the tooth of the paper, but I'm not overly worried about that right now. Okay, I'm going to switch back to my pinks and my beige red. I kind of got sidetracked a minute there. Okay. Get some of these guys kind of shaded in. Got another spot here that I want to make nice and cream again. Okay, let's see where we at. Add in this color here. I'm going to do a little bit more of the pink. So this pink just kind of breaks up that huge chunk of beige red. And you can blend that out with the beige red, and it just kind of, well, it just adds a little bit of interest back into this giant swath of color. I do have one right here that I want to bring back. Okay. What do we think? How are we looking? Yeah, I promise I'm not going to blame you if you guys don't do this part of the color along, because this is a little bit more work than most people would want to be putting into this. And that's all right. Oh, and I guess that's another thing that you could do too. You could color this whole background in and use your eraser to come in and add in circles for dots or circles for lanterns. You could just erase the circles back out of the colored pencil background that you put down. So see, 2 different ways you could do it. Paint pens or use your eraser. Let's see. I have that little spot there that the Posca came off on, so I'm just going to cover that back up. I think I'm going to try to go in with some Gamsol just right around the edges of this, just to kind of blend that out as best I can. Just all of these areas that are right. Okay. Okay, so this is very abstract-y, but it kind of looks similar, right? Or am I crazy? Does it not look similar at all? I hope it looks sort of similar. I'm going to try to blend this out a little bit more here. Maybe add a little bit of yellow into this area. What do we think, guys? I think that looks all right. Using this beige red over the blue is not really a color choice that I would normally make, but I think it kind of blends those together pretty well. I think I had one right here. So let's add that back in too. I think I want to make this one beige though, or pink, pinkish, beigeish, red, whatever color this is. Add a little bit of pink into that, blend that back out. Okay. I'm going to add in some dots to some of these. Bring out the All right, it's not too bad, right? Kind of looks similar. I did an okay job. Okay. So on this side, I'm basically just going to do a darker sky. So I'll do the cobalt blue, the indanthrene blue, and the dark indigo, and I'll just kind of have that in that part of the sky. Cover up that cloud again as well. Maybe some black on this side, just so that this is the area that's really focused on in the sky. So yeah, so I'm going to go off screen and do that. It'll take a couple of layers, and then I will talk to you again when we come back. Okay, so I got the other side done. This was again 2 layers and then 2 layers of Gamsol. And then I did add in some black in the corner. So I have some black up here, some black here, and some black here. The other thing that I have done is I have gone in with a little bit more of this pink and just kind of added it in certain places. just, you know, adding a touch darker, trying to go around the circles that I have created in here a little bit, blending that back out with that beige red color. And yeah, so that's that. So the other thing that I wanted to do, I think it's pretty close, like it's not too far off of where I wanted to be. I'm going to add a little bit more. I feel like I want like this, I don't know, this glow kind of color, but I don't think this beige red is going to cut it. So we might just have to leave that. But I do want to have a couple of dots. Like I don't want all of these coming out this way, but I do want a couple more little dots here and there. So I'm going to use this Monotombo eraser and just erase a couple of spots here and there. And this is just a few here. And then I can also use just like the corner of just to touch the, so you can kind of see how that works. And then I'm going to come in with this cream color again. Actually, I'm going to use my yellow. So this is the cadmium yellow. And I'm just going to go in with that color because that's going to be a nice dark base. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do, I am going to bring in some paint pens. So I have the Posca pastel set, and there's this nice yellow color in here. And I'm just going to add in the yellow, and then I'm going to pounce it. I'm making a mess. Maybe I'm not going to use that one. All right, so not the yellow. I take that back. Let's try. I have this 3M white, and we're just going to pounce right over top of, right at the yellow. There we go. We're just going to use white. And I'm just going to keep adding little dots around with this, just a few more, because I want this to be more magical. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here, but I don't know. I just wanted a little bit extra spots. I don't want it to be, let's try that. Let's see how we like that. Okay, I'm going to add in a little bit of pink up here. And then blend that out with that beige red. Okay. All right, I think we're just going to call it there. That's going to have to be enough. I think that it works. You get the gist. You get the, you know, the reference that there's lanterns and everything. So I think that's just going to be it. So let me check and see where we're at on time and see if we'll be able to do anything else today. Hang on just a second. Okay, so I think we have a little bit more time. I'm just going to do a couple of things. I think I'm just going to color right behind her head here. So I am going to use my kneaded eraser. I love these things because they don't leave they don't leave any of the eraser shavings. And when you just want to lightly erase something, you can take it and you just kind of roll it right over the top of what you want to erase. So I don't want to, well, it's not working. There, I'll just lightly erase what I've got in here, just so I can kind of see what I had. I probably need to actually, I also need to ink in these flowers. So I have a Staedtler pigment liner. This is a 0.3. I'm going to just go ahead and do that really quick. Okay, got that part done. I am going to use my light cadmium yellow. I'm going to go ahead and outline where all those shapes were, and then just color block it in. I'm going to fill it in with the color. Some of these didn't quite get erased as much as I would have liked, but that's okay because I'm going to be doing a little bit of shading on this as well. So, okay, now I need my next darkest color. We're going to use a little bit of orange. So let's use, I've got orange glaze here. I might try to erase that a little bit more. Okay, that works better. Darken that back up with my yellow. I just didn't like how dark those pencil lines were, so. Okay, I'm going to use this orange color to shade in from. That is pretty dark. I also have this light chrome yellow, which I can use. So this is just going between the light cadmium yellow, the light chrome yellow, and this orange glaze that I grabbed, which might be a little too dark. I think I'm going to change that to, let's grab this one. So this is dark chrome yellow. Yeah, that's better. Add in a little bit of this chrome yellow. A couple spots, shade everything else back out with the light cadmium yellow. There we go. And then in the background, I think this is the purple that I want. Maybe not this one. I might have to switch to some of my, this one might work. Okay, so I'm going to use purple violet, and I'm just going to go around the outside of this with this purple violet color. And I might come in and do a little bit of shading on that too, because if you look at the sun shape, it's got nice dark colors kind of what am I trying to say? Goodness, I cannot talk, you guys. This nice purple color kind of defines each of the shape of the sun. Gosh. Here we go. So I'm just slowly, I need to extend this, I think, a little bit. There we go. That kind of looks like that shape, doesn't it? All right, and I'm going to continue down with this purple color and just kind of add in some shading. What is this color? This is blue violet, just along the edges of the window here. And blend outwards from that with this. I'm just going to use some pink down here. And then I'm going to blend that together. I'm just going to use my Caran d'Ache blender, I think. Yep. Okay, I don't know what that is. There's like a weird, this weird little, there we go. Okay, and then I think the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up these other flowers really quick, and then we will probably be done for the day. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm just going to do that really quick for you guys. All right, flowers are drawn in. I am going to white out the lines inside the flowers that I don't want there, so that when I color it, that won't show through. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for today. I think it's a good start. Next time we will probably work on the background down here, which I'm going to do with Inktense because that won't take very long at all. I might do, trying to decide if I want to do greens everywhere or if I want to do different kinds of colors. I don't know about that yet. Probably wait and see for that one. But yeah, so next time we'll definitely do the background. If we have time, we'll work on some of the tower as well. Or we might do the background and Rapunzel, and then, I don't know. We'll figure it out next time. So, again, here is the reference and what we accomplished today. So I hope that that kind of resembles it and works, and I'm pleased with it. So that's good, right? Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me today. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.